Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we will learn about HDFS Federation and its architecture. So we are going to cover complete introduction of HDFS Federation, and we will also discuss its architecture, limitation of the current architecture of HDFS, and we will cover Federation architecture in detail along with advantages in Hadoop framework. Let's start with what is HDFS Federation. Federation enhances the existing Hadoop HDFS architecture. In previous HDFS architecture, it allows only single namespace for entire cluster. In that architecture, single NameNode manages entire namespace. So in that case, the NameNode fails, then the whole cluster is unavailable until it restarts. So HDFS Federation was introduced to overcome this particular limitation. It will overcome by adding the support for many NameNodes and also many namespaces to HDFS. Let's see how current HDFS architecture looks like. So it has two major layers. One is NameNode, another is block storage. As in this architecture diagram, we have namespace, which is layer that manages files, directories and the blocks in the cluster, and this layer supports basic file system operations like creating file and deleting the existing files. And we have block storage as part of architecture, which has two different segments. One is block management, two is physical storage. Block management is nothing but managing the data nodes and blocks in the storage, and physical storage is where the actual files reside in the cluster. So the current HDFS is suitable for very small setups. If you want to store large data, then this is not suitable, where you have to use Hadoop Federation without any limitations. If you have understood HDFS existing architecture, it is basically tightly coupled, namespace scalable, performance is limited, isolation, has no different name nodes. So what is tightly coupled? Namespace layer has storage layer, connectivity, so it both are tightly coupled. That makes alternate implementation of NameNode very difficult, and it restricts the other services to use block storage also. And we have second limitation is namespace scalability. It is not scalable like data nodes. Scaling in HDFS cluster is horizontally by adding data nodes, but can't add more namespaces to existing cluster. So we can vertically scale namespace on a single name node. And performance, Hadoop entire performance depends on the throughput of the name node, and operation of current file system depends on the throughput of the single name node. So name node at present supports 60,000 concurrent tasks only in existing HDFS architecture, and there is no separation of namespace, so there is no isolation among tenant organization that is using the cluster. these are particular limitations of current HDFS architecture. Let us move to HDFS Federation architecture and how it overcomes all the limitations. Federation uses many independent name nodes and namespaces to scale the name service horizontally. In HDFS Federation, the architecture at the bottom, data nodes are present, and data nodes are used as common storage for blocks by all the name nodes within the cluster. So this is how Federation architecture looks like. It has multi name node and multi namespace, and this is having management for block storage by multi name nodes as well. So each data node registers with all the name nodes within the cluster. So these data nodes are sent to period heartbeats and then report, handle and command from the name nodes. Many name nodes, as in this architecture, NN1, NN2, NNK and then so on, manages many namespace respectively like NS1, NS2, NNK and then so on. Each namespace has its own block pool, and NS1 has pool 1, NS2 has pool 2 and so on. Block from pool 1 is stored on data node 1, block from pool 2 is stored on data node 2 and so on. What is this block pools, and we will see what is namespace volume also. What is a block pool? Here we have set of blocks in a block pool. So we have block pool definition as set of blocks in block pool that belongs to a single namespace. There is a collection of pools in HDFS Federation architecture, and each block is managed from the other as well. This allows a namespace to create a block ID for new blocks without coordination with another namespace. All data nodes are also store data blocks present in all block pools. So that's about block pool in HDFS Federation. And what is namespace volume? Namespace volume along with its block pool is namespace volume. So what is namespace volume? Namespace along with block pool. Many namespaces volumes are often in HDFS Federation, hence each namespace volume works independently. When we delete name node or namespace, then the corresponding block pool present on the data nodes will also be deleted. This is very important and you need to remember before deletion of any name node. So let's look into the benefits of HDFS Federation. HDFS Federation overcomes the limitations of prior existing HDFS architecture. Hence it provides isolation, namespace scalability and better performance comparing to existing framework. So the block pool and namespace volume are two different parts of HDFS Federation you need to remember. Let's move to the understanding of isolation. Isolation is there is no isolation in single name node, whereas Federation overcomes this limitation. And scalability, in Federation we have many name nodes horizontally scales up in the file system namespace, and it gives better performance because read write operation throughput by adding more name nodes is very performance oriented. Isolation and namespace scalability, performance are the advantages in HDFS Federation. So that's all about Federation architecture. When we reiterate through what is HDFS Federation, we can say that it overcame all the limitation of single node HDFS architecture. As in prior architecture, we have entire cluster only has single namespace, while we have in Federation multiple namespaces, which is fault tolerant and more available for the system, while Federation uses many independent name nodes or namespaces to scale the name service horizontally, and it also separates the namespace layer and the storage layer because it is not tightly coupled, hence provides isolation, scalability and simple design for managing huge data in huge organizations. So if you have any query or suggestion related to Federation Hadoop, let us know by leaving a comment. And that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching.